Hello, my name's Katie Rushworth, and today I'm going to show you how to create pots that are going to look sensational all over the winter months. But I don't just want to show you how to plant at one pot, because sometimes one pot can become a little bit lost. So I'm going for a trio of pots, and I've chosen different colours that all complement each other. So not only will the plants look pretty, but the containers have something to offer as well. And with any luck, these will draw the eye from the house and add some interest to the bottom of the garden, which is usually a part of the garden that over the winter gets overlooked. Now, first things first, any pot must have drainage in the bottom, because no plants, unless they're pond plants, like to be sat in water. The other reason for drainage, especially in the winter months, is because if the containers hold too much water, that will ultimately freeze and expand and cause the pot to crack, which is not what we want, because pots can be really costly. So I've just used some large pebbles and some broken bits of pot in the bottom of these to cover the drainage holes. Next thing, I need compost. Now this is a multi-purpose compost, and if you wanted to, you could add leaf mould or homemade compost just to give it that bit of a boost. Everything that is going into these containers is evergreen and will flower through the winter months. Now, when using evergreens, it doesn't always mean that the leaf has to be green. You can get things that will be evergreen and have dark purple foliage or orange foliage. So it's about kind of contrasting leaf colour and texture as much as it is about flowers. Because really at this time of year, it's the autumn colour and leaf textures that add most interest to the garden. Now I've got a lovely selection of plants here. The first one I want to pop in is this, and it's a skimia. Now it's got a lovely form. It kind of comes out in a goblet shape from the bottom to the top, and it has these lovely panicles of flower on. So that is going to be at the back here. Now it will admittedly get too big for this container eventually. However, once it does that, you can plant it in the garden and it will grow away quite happily. My next plant is this, and it's a heuchera. Now heucheras come in all different types of colour. You can get burgundy ones and green ones. This variety is called cherry cola, and you can see why. It's a beautiful colour. And it has these really delicate flowers that come up like wands and catch the sunshine. So that one can go in at the side there. And you can see I've really tried to match up the leaf colour of the heuchera to the skimia here, the flower of the skimia. And that's going at the back. Now, no container for winter would be right if it didn't have any ivy in it. And the great thing about ivy is you can be really tough and split the container. So if you can see, in this one pot alone there is at least 5 stems of ivy. So I'm going to be tough and simply divide the plant with my fingers like this, and that gives me 2 smaller plants, one for this one and one for the front there. I'm going to pop that in the front so it trails down the side of the container. And then I think I'm going to pop in a few of these, and these are viola. They have lovely little faces, and these will flower all winter through the frost and the snow, and you just need to keep deadheading them. So once you see the flower has gone over, you nip the bottom of the stem out like this, and then it will send up a new one and they will keep flowering all winter. So they're going to go in at the front. And be generous with them, because you really want these to create a spectacle at the bottom of the garden so you can enjoy them and see them from the house, or anywhere you put them. And then I think I'm going to pop in this, which is a euonymus. And these are great little evergreen shrubs to go in your containers. And again, it will get too big eventually, but you can take it out of the pot when it's ready and it will grow away happily in the garden. So that is my first one. Now I think I'll come down here. So I start with an ivy at the front again. Maybe we'll go this side. And I've got a cordyline. This will give me a lovely bit of height at the back. It's well rooted to the bottom. Now, if this happens, don't be afraid to snap the roots off. Any root damage will just encourage the plant to send out new growth. So most people put the tallest thing in the middle and then the smaller plants around the edge, but you're very rarely going to view the pot from all sides. If it's up against something, it will definitely have a front and a back. So plant it like you would do a border in the garden. You want the tallest things at the back down to the lower things at the front, so it definitely has that side it looks best from. I'm going to pop in another heuchera. This one's called Sugarberry. And again, we're kind of picking up on the foliage, so the violas are tying in with this colour of the heuchera, and then even this cordyline has got a thread of orange going through it, which ties in with this heuchera over here. I've also got a tiny euphorbia called Baby Charm, and I really love these. They have an acid green bract in the springtime, which contrasts amazingly well with anything that has dark foliage like the heuchera here. So I'm going to pop that in there. And then, last but not least, I'm going to fill it up at the back with these little violas, just so we have a running thread of interest through all three containers. So the pots themselves might not match, but the planting certainly has a rhythm to it. It has a unity. Using the same plant in all three pots gives it a sense of cohesion. And then finally, my one at the front. We've got this lovely Leucistima, which will go in at the front there. And then I've got some more violas with their little yellow faces that will tie in really nicely with that. And there we go. 3 very pretty pots. They will look that fabulous all winter. They just need a good drink and they will need no more maintenance than that. For more how-to videos, visit silverlinetools.com.